Hello, hello. So we're doing the classic wait to record a news update video until the monthly ban and errata post, and lo and behold, we have some ban and errata action this time. First off the top, Snack Time has been banned. This is a card that, you go back about a year ago when One With Nature got banned, everyone kind of looked at Snack Time and just said, this has a lot of the same things going on as One With Nature does. It's very much a similar shaped card. It just happens to be on symbols that aren't played that much, don't have too much spare cards that they have access to. So it's kind of just there, propping up a couple symbols maybe, so they left it alone. But now that the Boogeyman is Death Younger Toguro, and that deck certainly uses Snack Time and certainly draws more than enough cards to feed to it, Snack Time had to get the hammer. This was a pretty straightforward ban. Some people kind of saw it coming. It's a way that they can sort of get at Younger Toguro without hitting him entirely just yet. And we'll see how he performs at the Las Vegas Major Regional. There were people wanted a bunch of different things touched or possibly gone after Younger Toguro himself, but this one's kind of an easy hit. It's kind of self-justified by the fact that they've already hit One With Nature, and Snack Time is now being used to the degree that One With Nature was. So that card is gone. If you are playing an all Death or Earth deck, you are probably running Snack Time and you probably need to update your decks. So make sure you do that before Monday. I believe this formally goes into place. We also had a not strictly power level errata, but definitely power level impacting errata to Storm of Arrows to close off the not necessarily intended exploit where you discarded it to itself to pay for its own echo just to get it out of your card pool. And this led to a potential loop with Jester where you could play as many Storm Arrows as you had momentum. Now, to be clear, you can still do this, but you're going to have to play Storm of Arrows on a 6. So that the change is that you now have to discard a different card from your card pool to pay for Storm of Arrows Echo. And what you're allowed to do is to play a Storm of Arrows, play a second Storm of Arrows, use the first one to pay for the Echo, and then just choose not to follow through with playing the second Storm of Arrows, the Echo attack. You don't have to play that thing as your next form. So you can, if you want, do this whole rigmarole, but now you're playing your 4 high 5 on a 6, and it was already a little bit of a shaky kind of thing to be trying to do, but it was a thing you might as well, why not? If you're playing Jester, put that in your deck. Now, Life Gestures will still play it, but it doesn't feel as bad to play Jester off of other symbols in particular, which is kind of exciting, right? She has 3 symbols now instead of 1. But, still be on the lookout. People can still do it. It's just going to be a very, very, very late game kind of desperation thing for people to do now. In addition, we had a couple just fixing wording mistakes errata to Knots Flask and Ice Sword Execution. Nothing much to say with those. Those cards work the way you imagine they work when you read them. I guess specifically Ice Sword does commit all copies of the card in both stages if it happens to be a card that both of you have. But, big picture, people were already playing these cards the way that they've been errata to work. It's just we were waiting for the errata to show up. The other big ongoing news is that we are now in Girl Power preview season. We've gotten some kits previewed, sort of just in the form of Facebook, Twitter posts, that sort of thing. I don't think there's a website post for each preview or anything like that. They're just kind of putting them out on their socials. And they took a break from it the past couple of days, and then today, instead of doing a kit reveal, they showed 2 more characters and some secret rares in the midst of sort of a general set information kind of post. And what we have learned, we do not know, I believe, strictly what the status of XRs for this set are. We know with Dark Tournament, they kind of backed off of the XR concept a lot and just did XR characters and secret rares only. Well, now there's going to be an alt art of every character, an alt art of every ultra rare, and modified art secret rares, where it's the same kind of art style and concept, but kind of from a different angle, a little bit of a different zoom, that sort of thing, some different colors around it. So basically an alt art secret rare, but not like a dramatically different art, whereas the ultra rare alt arts and the character alt arts are more significantly, clearly alternate arts, right? So again, we don't know if this is wholly replacing XRs, but it sounds like it probably is, which is, kind of fine. These are certainly more exciting than XRs were, but, we don't know what the pull rates are going to be, that sort of thing. We'll see if we start to get something on some product information sheets, or maybe we just have to wait until people start opening boxes to get a feel for, what the frequency of these things are. But kind of cool. Check the link in the description to see the post to check out all the different arts. This is the normal Momo 3 up above. The alternate art that they showed off for that had the wrong symbols, so I gave up. I didn't want to post that up here. But we assume that the physical version will have the correct symbols, but when you see that one, don't get too alarmed. This happens all the time with their sort of preview images and that sort of thing. Other odds and ends. The last bit of sort of big ongoing news is that for April Fools, they did something that was actually real, right? They produced a real thing that is funny on April Fools instead of doing a jokey joke. UVS Games has gotten together with Critical Role to release a one-off promo plus playmat of a character from their Bell's Hells season called Fresh Cut Grass, which is a little yellow robot of some kind. I don't know the background story of this at all, but in any event, they're selling on their website a playmat plus promo card, and the promo card purportedly you can rub it or something and you will get the scent of grass, which is suitably funny for an April Fool's post, and really pretty cool and neat that they figured out how to do this. And we'll see when we get the cards in our hands how well that actually works. Unfortunately, they have also done the thing where they maybe didn't think about all the specifics of this too far in advance, and they've been doing a lot of scrambling since that post. First coming around saying, we may have said this was website exclusive, but no, we're going to make sure that stores are going to have a way to buy these because retailers were annoyed that they were randomly cut out of this for no reason, especially the playmat part in particular. You're selling a playmat that we can't buy. What's up with this? And then you had international players that were told that the website said this was a US only offer, and they're like, what the heck? And they worked out like, no, we can ship this international. So then that was settled, and then today they came back and just kind of gave up on the whole thing and said that they're just going to send a bunch of these promos to stores for free, plus one playmat, and the stores can give these out as local prize support or for however they want to use them, the same way that they sent sort of chibi promos out to stores late last year, that sort of thing. So now the people that bought it online are asking, can we get refunds, and they're looking into that. So a bit of an ongoing situation there. Maybe a little more discussion internally was needed with people who have their eyes on different interests, but nonetheless, still a pretty cool thing that they did producing this promo. And it's a neat card. It has a funny compliment your opponent cost, and they're probably going to have to define that because, of course, they're going to have to define that somehow. But pretty cool thing, give or take how the specifics of how they've handled it. The other couple things that have happened in the past week and a half or so, they put out a video showing off all of the 4 Godzilla, not all of them, the 4 Godzilla Challenger deck character cards. We have not seen the Mechagodzilla or the 2 Mechagodzillas that are supposedly in this thing also, but we got to see Rodan and Mothra. And Mothra is an 8-hand size, which is certainly garnered a lot of attention. Rodan also looks pretty good. We'll have a link to the video in the description where they showed these off, so you can check that out if you want to see those cards. And the last thing that very easily missed, on the loyalty shop, they put up a couple just Critical Role alternate arts, kind of in the same vein as they did with the Bebop and Trigon Challenger alt arts, only because there's not a big promotion. Play a Critical Role character, get a whole big chunk of points. I think they call them player coins now. These Critical Role promos only cost 60 points and not 250. So a very reasonable amount that you probably have if you've been going to your local weeklies, going to your local qualifiers, that sort of thing. So if you're interested, make sure you drop by and pick those up. I don't know if it's really a wall supply slot. I mean, I'm sure they have a limited supply. I'm not sure how limited, though, but it's 4 per person, that sort of thing, the usual stuff. So yeah, make sure you drop by the loyalty shop at some point, in the coming week or 2 and get those if you're interested. And, that'll do it for this update. A pretty quick one to go through, but a lot of meaty, important news. I assume we're going to continue to get some Girl Power previews as we go on here. We're going to start getting into major regional season. The local qualifiers are wrapping up. The last ones are going to be this weekend, it looks like. And then it's on to major regional season, first with some international ones. I believe OCE is scheduled first. We don't know if that event is going to have enough attendance to fire. There's some rumblings that we might be in the low double digits, if that, just because of the events in New Zealand and the way the scene is there versus people having to travel from Australia. We're not sure what the attendance for that's going to be, but the one in the UK should run just fine. And then, of course, we have Las Vegas at the end of the month coming up here for North American players. So looking forward to all of that. Next video, I want to try and do an actual just how to build a deck basics kind of video, but with maybe a little bit more than just the ratios in there. Not sure when that's going to be. I might do it before the end of the week, but it'll probably be next week sometime. So keep a lookout for that. But until then, or until the next news update, take care. Have a nice weekend.